Okay. We are bloody back. That's what we are. We are back. Oh, yeah. No, I was nervous for the last one. This one I'm even more nervous for. Because, to me, this game is, you know, one step away from the final is one thing. Against Argentina is another thing. But it feels like there are, some a lot of storylines going into this game. I think the first one to mention is obviously there is political history between these two nations, which I won't talk about on this platform, but that has sparked some fan controversy over the past few days that we've been seeing swirling around social media. There's obviously the fact that this game is statistically, and this is not biased, this is statistically the worst, the team with the worst luck when it comes to refereeing decisions in England versus the team that has the best refereeing decisions for them in Argentina. That's the reason why I'm mainly nervous, because it does feel like the kind of always feels like we are, despite how good we have been throughout this tournament, it does feel like we are the underdogs in this game. However, I will say the kind of counterpoint to that is the fact that Argentina have been, for the most part, throughout this tournament, absolutely massively underwhelming. I've watched every single one of their games, and they have scraped past teams they have no right even being in a close battle with. So I am quite confident, with some hesitation, I am quite confident that we do have the capabilities of winning this game quite comfortably if we see the same Argentina that we have been seeing for the last few weeks. That being said, let's take a look at the team. Let's not do that. In fact, let's do this first, because I always forget. This is our game today. We are at the Atlanta Stadium, so no Miami Heat today, but we are technically the home team in this side of the bracket, so that's something we can look forward to. And because of that, we'll look at the away side first, which is Argentina. Now, their team is a bit weird, because it's every player where I've looked, it's been set out as this 4-4-2, and I've put it on my lineup as a 4-4-2. With Emi Martinez in net, we have Romero and Lisandro Martinez as the two centre halves. We've got Molina on the right side at fullback instead of. I think he's. I don't know if Molina usually plays. I feel like it's the other guy who usually plays. I forget. Name's gone right out of my head. Tagliafico on the other side. Then the midfield four is a bit weird too, because again, this doesn't feel like. This doesn't feel like it should be a 4 in a traditional sense in terms of a 4-4-2, with McAllister, Paredes and Enzo Fernandez all central players really, and Simeone are more of a forward player. So I feel like this will probably end up being a 4-3-3. I don't know why this has been put into this formation by numerous sources. Obviously, I'm using the touchlines thing because Argentina themselves haven't actually put out a graphic. The two up top is Julian Alvarez and then, of course, Lionel Messi. Sorry, but no one is being Spain. Honestly, I think that a England-Spain final would be the best for everyone in terms of an actual footballing contest. I think that would be quite good to watch. Spain did really, really well in the previous round against France. They made them look like schoolboys, honestly. And this has knocked out my my predicted team to win. So I'm pretty sure I did have, if I go back to my original prediction video, I think the final that I did have was France versus Spain. So I was halfway right. But yeah, this is the Argentinian team. Let's look at the English team. Changes for Thomas Tuchel's side. Obviously, Pickford in goal. The back four stays. I was going to say stays relatively the same, but it's completely changed, actually, to be fair. Stones and Gay are the two centre-backs, so no Konza in the lineup. The right back, thank God for us, is Reece James, who is fit again to start. And on the left-hand side, it's Jed Spence once again, who has been, you know what, I don't get where the campaign against Jed Spence started in the early stages of this competition for some reason, and I feel like he has been absolutely brilliant the entire tournament, so I really don't know why that happened. People are starting to see how good he can be, and, ever since Liam Delap decided to put his chin into New Mexico, he's been absolutely, he's rattled his brain so much that he's turned into a decent footballer. I don't know where it came from, but he's been absolutely brilliant. The midfield for us today is pretty similar too. We've got Bellingham, Kane, Rice rather, and Anderson as the engine room. But then the front line is slightly changed too. We've got Kane up top as we often see. We've got Gordon on the left hand side as we often see. But then we've got Morgan Rogers instead of Madueke or Saka, which is something which I was asking for quite a while in the previous games. I was saying that Madueke and Saka have been very, very disappointing, and we should probably see someone else there. Rogers came in the previous round, and he was very good when he did come off the bench. So he goes into a start now, and hopefully he can provide that link up with Bellingham that we kind of saw in that previous game as well. Now I think that we do have some storylines going into this game, and I touched on this a little bit earlier. The main one which I want to talk about is how this does feel for the most part, and we'll move into this screen. This does feel for the most part like a bit of a redemption arc for England this entire tournament. We obviously beat Croatia in the group stages, who are a team that beat us before. We, after the embarrassment of being smashed out by a Scandinavian team in Iceland in 2016 in the Euros, we beat Norway, a Scandinavian team, on the way to get through in this tournament. We now have the chance against Argentina to, right some wrongs in terms of the 1986 Hand of God moment and other games in the past where they've beaten us. And then if we do win this game and get into the final, we have that chance against Spain to kind of avenge, the Euros loss as well. So it does feel a little bit like there is a narrative that can be written for England if we do manage to get there. But of course, we've got to get through Argentina first, and that's never easy. From a quality perspective, that's never easy, and from a refereeing perspective, that is never easy also. However, I will say, and I will be talking about referees a lot in this game, I know I will be, I will say, there is some kind of part of me that believes that now that France have not got to the final, it very much seemed like they really wanted an Argentina-France final. And now that France were so poor that they couldn't even... they were so poor that Spain got through quite comfortably, I wonder if the powers that be might shift this into saying, what's a more intriguing contest is the England versus Spain game rather than England versus Argentina. And I wonder if they might start favouring us because of that. That's just all I'm going to say. We will have to see when the game kicks off in about 7 minutes. But before we do that, let's take a look at the bingo card. Is there anything on here that I haven't, that I've particularly changed? We've got Kane scores. That was on there before. We've got Hand of God mentioned. This will absolutely be mentioned in commentary. I'd be very shocked if it isn't. Correct prediction today, I've gone for 2-1. Obviously for England. Always predict myself to my team to win. We've got a ref mistake. This is part and parcel. This is always on here. Fullback goal / assist. Forgot the timer. Stop showing replays. We have got me Rap Godding on commentary. Set piece goal. We've got Enzo G/A because he always seems to pop up with these, and it's a call back to my Chelsea live streams because he always seems to get this, so that's brilliant. We have England win. We've got a red card. We've got Alvarez scores because I just feel like he's going to score today. I really don't know why. I feel like there's been all this build up and talk about Lionel Messi and how he's going to, he's never faced England before, he's going to be so good against England or whatever. We have seen from the past, in terms of me being a Chelsea fan, I have seen in the past Lionel Messi come up against our team and be utterly woeful. And I just have a really weird, sneaky suspicion that he is just going to be completely ghosting in this game. Again, early prediction, I feel like he's not going to be the player that decides it for Argentina if they do win this game. We got Monocom's curse, which again, me saying that could very well be ticked off, but if he does get a goal here. Pickford worldie, we've got over 3 yellows, a brace, another worldie for an actual good goal. We've got Kane player of the match. Now I've been having Jude as my player of the match in recent games, and I've switched this to Kane simply because now that Jude has been having such a good set of games, I feel like they're going to focus more on marking him than they will on marking Harry Kane. And also, I feel like the prospect of Harry Kane up against Lisandro Martinez, who is about 5'8", is very juicy. So I feel like Kane will have a pretty good game today. We've got clean sheet, we've got Tuchel ball in full flow as always, we've got throw overturned as always, and boo, the hydration break as always. Now 5 minutes to go, I will get the game up on my screen, and I will have to get my stream aligned. I think the Argentinian national anthem is being belted out right now. I have to get my headphones on. I need to put my headphones on the right way as well because there's stereo. you go. I will say, there is, obviously there's going to be match stats, which I'll put up now. Bam. That's going to be scrolling throughout the bottom of the page, bottom of the screen throughout. That is obviously, as I always mention, all of these stats I get off of Tribuna.com, my sponsor, or the Football Extra app. If you want to check them out, you can. Link will be down in the description. And maybe some people that are listening to this right now are listening from Tribuna, and I thank you for being with me. I'll try my best to keep my voice this time, because I lost it last time screaming about our goals. In particular, going to penalties tonight. I do think that is a possibility. Argentina have famously beaten us on penalties in the past. I think it was 1998. Was it 98 or 96 that they beat us on penalties? I can't remember. I can actually search up, because if I use Tribuna.com, I can actually find the game. It is 1998, 30th of June, when I was about 5 months old. They beat us 4-3 on penalties after a 2-2 draw in 98. Whew. I've got to get this up. Why is my stream at such a low quality? There you go. So we're looking at the referees. We have 3 American refs. Ismail Efaf is the main official, and then there's 2 Italians as the 4th and 5th officials. Oh, the waves of nerves just suddenly fell into me there. VAR is Marco Di Bello, Juan Lara from Chile, and Tatiana Guzman from Nicaragua. I think it is a big plus for us that we've managed to get Reece James on the pitch. I just wish that Messi played on the left-hand side and not the right. Because I know that Reece would lock him up. We're going to have to hope that Lionel Messi falls into the Jed Spence Penitentiary, as it's called. I should have put that on the bingo card. That would be my free space. If we get there. Yeah, interesting. Okay. So even the BBC lineup has got it as a 4-4-2 with Enzo Fernandez on the left-hand side. Very bizarre. God, so suddenly the nerves just hit me so hard. I need to make sure that I don't forget the timer as well. There we go. It does look as if it will be Argentina that have won the toss for kickoff, and they will be kicking off from left to right, it seems. They are playing in their away kit, of course. We are playing in our home kit, as we are the designated home team in the bracket. Will be Lionel Messi to get us started here. Once the countdown happens. Okay, we're getting the 10 count from now. Here we go. We are one game away from the World Cup final, and Argentina are going to get us going immediately. The ball's going to go all the way back to Emi Martinez. England immediately playing a high press here, trying to stop Argentina from progressing out from the back, and doing very well to force the ball off the pitch for a throw. Here's Mark Gay to John Stones. Let's see how England start the game, because I think that the start could be massive for us. Here's Jed Spence. Back to Gay. Immediately, Reece James is getting quite high. Here's Anderson. James is very high up on the right-hand side. Anderson will play it back to John Stones. The 4-4-2, of course, from Argentina is very, very compact, very hard to play through the centre. We'll have to go around the outside if we are to make inroads here. Here's Jed Spence. Oh, there's a shove in the back there to... I think there was a little shove on the back of Jude Bellingham who dropped deep, and it's the referee has immediately called that, and that's a good precedent for us, because that's the type of thing that they would get away with normally. And we've been seeing that. There was Leandro Paredes who left in a hand there. Long ball from Jordan Pickford. Seeking out Gordon, who is starting on the left, so Rogers is on the right, as we kind of expected. It's Enzo. Back to Martinez. I do feel I am going to have to start specifying which Martinez. I do apologise. I'll try my best. Again, another high press from England forces the throw. This one for Tagliafico on the other side. Throws in for Alvarez. Messi is completely and utterly smothered by the English players, and the referees allowed us to go forward here. And then the next one has been a rather harsh tackle on Anderson, which the referee has also given. And immediately, I'm feeling quite happy for the. And there's a little bit of a fight going on here between Bellingham and Paredes, because the Argentinians are doing what they always do and putting in very, very rough tackles, and the referee is actually deciding to punish them for once this tournament, which is bloody brilliant to see, because they've been getting away with this type of shit every single game. The tackle was actually from Enzo. I mean, there was basically no foul there on Messi, really. He's getting a long talking to here, Enzo Fernandez. And immediately, there's talk here of Bellingham saying that one of the Argentinians might have elbowed him, but referee allows us to play on. I will say there was some talking on the sidelines going on between Tuchel and Reece James there. Anderson's going to play it back to Gay. Here's Pickford. Into Anderson. Round the corner for Rice. Escapes from Julian Alvarez. Stones to Gay. Up to Jed Spence, who's going to take it past his man. Good surging run from him at left back. Gets away from one, gets away from two, and he's forced a very good tackle from Paredes. He's going to pick the ball up here. And the ball will eventually get cleared, but Messi's not going to beat Mark Gay to that. He's not known for his running, Messi, I will say. He's a large walker all over the pitch. Here's Pickford. He's going to spear the ball out to Reece James, who controls it brilliantly. He's tackled by McAllister. Alvarez gives it away, though. Stones around the corner to James. Anderson. His pass is a little bit under pressure and forces it off the pitch. Throw is taken quickly. Here's Romero. Gordon quickly on the press again, trying to press the goalkeeper. Ball's played straight into the path of Jude Bellingham, but Simeone will try and pick it up. Here's Jed Spence, who's done brilliantly there. And then he's just tried to bite off a little bit more than he could chew, but now Anderson's been fouled again. Simeone on him this time. Yep. Clips the back of his heel. That's a good decision. You know what? For all the talk about referees, pre-match, so far on this first 6 minutes, the ref has proven to be quite good. Pickford's going to send this ball long, seeking out Morgan Rogers on the right hand side. He does pick it up quite quickly. He's going to drive towards the box here, gets a cut back, and it's blocked away by McAllister for an England corner. Good positive play from Morgan Rogers there, and that's why he should have been on the pitch. It will be Declan Rice to take this corner. It's an outswinger from him. Got Nico Tagliafico is marking Harry Kane here. This is probably not the greatest decision. The ball's going to be whipped in now. One of the England players did go down there. I think it was John Stones, but Argentina get the ball away. And then there's a high boot given against Gay, which is a little bit silly. Possibly a foul there on John Stones. The arms aren't wrapped around him per se, but they're probably never going to give that one. Here's Romero to McAllister. Molina. Ooh. Bit of a off pass to his goalkeeper, but they're going to try and play their way out from the back here with Tagliafico, and England's press is high now. James has committed a foul. James is playing a bit weirdly. He's not playing like the usual kind of defensive right back that we often see him playing. He's a bit higher up the pitch, like committing to the press, which is bizarre. I wonder if that's Thomas Tuchel's way of kind of, he wants Rodgers to be a bit more central, so he's putting James as the wider player. Here's Enzo to Romero. Tries to play the ball through the lines and does find Alvarez, but his pass is inaccurate. And Anderson is thrown to the floor once more by Simeone. The referee might need to start giving out some cards in the second here if he keeps getting battered. I think that's the 4th time he's been fouled already in the first 10 minutes. Here he is on the ball again. Good ball through the lines to Bellingham. His ball to Kane was a good one, but he was dispossessed. McAllister will try and get the ball away, and then Enzo's been fouled. Game's a bit stop-start at the moment. No real flow to the game so far. Here's Romero. McAllister around the corner. His pass is largely inaccurate under the pressure, and it's gone out for an England throw, which is taken quickly. Here's Anderson. Bellingham. Back to Anderson. He's going to play the ball over the top for Anthony Gordon, who's run in behind. Might be able to get on the end of this. He does cut it across, but the ball is not accurate enough to find Morgan Rogers in the centre. Here's Martinez, Lisandro Martinez. Back to Emi Martinez. He wants his team to push up here, but they're not really doing it. He will now go long under the pressure from Rogers. Ball to Alvarez is cut out by John Stones for an Argentina throw. Here's Romero. Ball through the lines is cut out by Anderson, who's surging forward. He's fouled again. The referee's going to try and play advantage here. We didn't get an advantage, and he hasn't pulled it back. And then he's been fouled off the ball. Rogers and one of the Argentinian defenders have gotten into a bit of a scuffle, and as have Anderson and another player off the ball. 2 incidents off the ball here that is going to have to be checked by VAR. Not too sure if it's a foul on Anderson in the first place. Let's see what happens afterwards. Oh, it's just some play acting from Enzo Fernandez, let's be honest. There's nothing in that. Don't know what the hell he's doing there. It's embarrassing. It's going to be a drop ball in the end. Ref drops the ball into Argentina possession. Here's Lisandro Martinez to Paredes. Here's Enzo Fernandez with space to run into. Whips it out wide to Molina, or rather to Messi, who slipped over and lost control of the ball, but Argentina have won it back. Here's Molina to Romero. Paredes, I will say, is playing as that kind of classic drop between the centre-back style 6 at the moment. Here's Alvarez. Plays it back to Romero. Bit of a spell of possession for Argentina now. Messi with a Trivela pass around the corner, but Simeone is miles offside, and the flag rightfully goes up really quickly. Some more play acting coming from Argentina again, as Pickford tries to get the ball. Yeah, Simeone diving to the floor as ever. This team is rather embarrassing, I can't lie. England will play on though. Here's Elliot Anderson. Ball through the lines to Bellingham. Here's Gay. Jed Spence. Gets it around the corner for Gordon. It's a brilliant pass, and Spence is on the overlap here as well. Good chance for England to get the ball into the box. Gordon to the edge of the box. Oh, he just took one too many touches, and Enzo Fernandez managed to stop him in the end. Chance for Argentina to break. Here's Messi. Through the lines for McAllister. Ball is switched towards Alvarez, but Reece James is giving the ball away here at the back post. And the ball, in the end, from the right-hand side is over everyone. But Tagliafico will keep it on the left side. Here's Paredes. I tell you, Reece has started really poorly. It's Fernandez to Molina. Back to Enzo. Here's Paredes to McAllister. Dink ball over the top is cleared by Mark Gay. And Simeone will use his body to win the throw. And he'll take the throw himself here. Be a spell of defending for England to do here. Paredes. One back by Gay, and Bellingham tries to surge forward. He's been Tackled by Paredes, but a very good one from the Argentine. Had to get that right. That would have clearly been a yellow if he didn't. It's McAllister. Messi. Crunched by Jed Spence, and it's a good tackle, and Jude Bellingham will bring the ball away. Gordon. He's fouled, and he gives the free kick our way. Messi is getting really frustrated because he's not getting the fouls that he would normally get, because the ref is not buying his nonsense. Here's Rice to John Stones. Morgan Rogers on the right hand side. He's got support from Reece James, and here he is. Elliot Anderson. Stones. He's going to step up a little bit here, Stones, to get it to Reece James. He'll shift it back to Anderson. Here's Mark Gay. Spell of possession for England now. Jed Spence. He's up against Simeone on that right hand side, and he's decided to pass it back. Here's Gay. Harry Kane, who's come looking for the ball. He's going to play a bit of a 10 role. He gets it into Reece James. Bellingham. Reece again. Spence. Spence does brilliantly well to get through two players again, but Enzo Fernandez once again coming back to get the intervention. Jed Spence has got those two right-sided players on toast, by the way. And Molina and Simeone are really struggling to keep up with him. Argentina are going to play this out from the back now. It's Tagliafico. Gives the ball away straight away because Declan Rice was across to cut out the pass. Here's Pickford. To Declan Rice. He's going to bring the ball up the pitch, carry it like we know he can. Passes a little bit weak to Reece James, but he does recover the ball. He gets the ball to Morgan Rogers, who is thrown off the ball, but the referee has given a throw-in rather than a free kick. He gets none of the ball there, Tagliafico. But England decide to get on with it anyway. Here's Spence. Gordon. Bellingham. Back to Gay. Kane has dropped deep again. Not picked out though. The ball's going to go back to John Stones now. Here's Reece James. Up to Rogers. First time ball to Declan Rice. Good turn from Declan Rice. Gets it to Morgan Rogers again. Good turn from him. Rice snaps in with another tackle. And so free throw in for England once again. Here's Anderson. Oh. There was a ball on for Bellingham there. He didn't take it. Ball through the lines to Gordon. Kane. Switches it across to Rogers. James on the overlap. Cross the box, and his cross is a bit tame and straight into the arms of Emi Martinez. That's the type of move we want to see, though. And that's the second time we've got the ball into Kane and he's created something. We need to start passing the ball into our striker a bit more. Every time he gets the ball, something happens. It's something we haven't particularly done very much in the tournament so far, is play through him as a playmaker rather than just a poacher in the box. Here's Lisandro Martinez. Gets the ball up to Messi. Tries to get away from Anderson. But he's unable to, and he's given it straight to Elliot Anderson. If he was a little bit smarter there, Anderson, he could have retained the ball, but he kind of jumped into the tackle, and the force of it has played the ball all the way back to the Argentina defence. Is Emi Martinez to Enzo Fernandez. Up to Tagliafico. Alvarez on the left-hand side. Up against Reece James. Not a hard man to beat. Or rather, a very hard man to beat. Ball across to Messi is a good one, but his chest down is cut out by Anderson. Gay will try and get this away, but the offside flag is going to go up anyway. It was Messi who was offside. eventually be a free kick taken by Pickford. The assistant referee on the right-hand side has had to throw a ball on because the other one was booted away. Here is Pickford. England decide to build from the back again. They're trying to bait the press here a little bit, but the Argentinians aren't really pressing too hard, and now Pickford will go long instead, seeking out Morgan Rogers, who's surging through. He's blocked off again by Tagliafico, and the referee has given it the other way. I don't think there's really much in that either way, if I'm being honest. Messi around the corner to Molina. Here's Messi again. Back to Enzo. Now Paredes. England have fallen back into their shape. The run was from Simeone, was not picked out by Paredes, and he's now going to try and force the ball through the centre. Gets it out to Alvarez on the left-hand side. He's going to swing the ball in, but it's blocked by Reece James. Here's Paredes again. Lisandro Martinez to Tagliafico. Now Paredes to Romero. McAllister. Oh, tackle snapped in by Jude Bellingham. He claiming that he was caught there. I don't think he was, but maybe we see something different on the replay. It's a bit of a delayed fall to the floor. Let's see. Yeah, a little bit of a scrape of the studs on the side of the foot there. Don't think we should really be stopping the game for that, let's be honest. Will be a free kick that Messi will take though. He's going to take it short to the right side for Simeone. Up against Jed Spence. Spence has done really well to block the cross, and it will be an Argentinian corner. First of the game. I will say, when it comes to corners, I feel like we do have the advantage here. The Argentinian side is not particularly the tallest, other than Romero, and Romero's not even the tallest centre-back, let's be honest. Their team is rather diminutive in stature, so we should be clearing these away pretty comfortably. Although, to be fair, McAllister has popped up with a few goals from these types of positions. He's the man who is standing at the front post. Simeone is standing on our goalkeeper here, which is a little bit illegal, but the ball will be swung in by Messi on top of the goalkeeper, and the referee has immediately given a foul who was watching that scuffle between Simeone and Pickford the entire time, and as soon as he was blocked off, he called the foul. Brilliant work. And then we go to the first hydration break, which I will also take a little bit of a hydration break because it's rather warm in my room. It is slowly starting to get a bit colder as we get into the evening time, but it is still quite warm in England. Not as warm as over there in Atlanta, I imagine, but still. It'll be interesting to see what differences we see from England, because if there is going to be any changes, I do think it will be on England's side. I don't particularly think either side have really got a big foothold in the game so far, but does feel like with the possession going to Argentina that there will probably be a little bit of instructions to be said to our players. Focus on Tuchel now. Let's see if we can see what he's saying. He's actually kind of letting the players kind of work it out themselves there. He was listening intently to Mark Gay saying something to his partnership. Now Bellingham and Anderson are talking to each other too. James is getting talking to by Anthony Barry. Try to see who Scaloni is talking to here. Specifically Enzo Fernandez and Alexi McAllister. Probably saying something to the effect of pass it to Messi more. Yeah, I think that the main thing we kind of need to do here is just, as some of the commentators have alluded to there, is just move the ball a bit quicker. We are dwelling on possession, and when we do move the ball quickly out on that left-hand side that we've seen from Spence and Gordon, that's when we've been getting our opportunities. So he got a bit of a passionate speech going on for Tuchel before he lets his team go back to the pitch. There's about 15 seconds of the hydration break left to go. So the game will continue with a free kick to England from that previous foul on Pickford, and it's going to be taken very quickly to Mark Gay. Pickford through the lines. It's a bit of a terrible ball, and Argentina have got the ball back here, and it's a bad touch from Lionel Messi, and behind for a goal kick. A little bit of a shaky bit of play from Pickford there. This time he will go long in the air, seeking out Harry Kane, or rather Rodgers, who's up there. Reece James snaps into a tackle and gets the ball. And then Morgan Rodgers is thrown to the floor, and both he and James are claiming fouls for different tackles. And the throw has gone to Argentina somehow. That doesn't make any sense. I have no idea how the hell they've given that decision, but there we are. Here's Emi Martinez. I will say, there's a lot of egregious things that have happened in this World Cup. I think the worst of them is that haircut that Emi Martinez has. That is absolutely disgusting. Here he is on the ball still. They still haven't played the ball from Martinez since I said his name. Now he goes long. Jed Spence is able to stop Simeone from getting the ball. But Enzo will pick it up. Here is Simeone. His touch is terrible, and it's England throw on the left side. Spence will take it quickly. Here's Anderson. Harry Kane, who's dropped deep. He's going to bring the ball wide to the right-hand side. Reece James chasing after this, and he's going to get on the end of this, James. It was a brilliant pass. The pace on that was perfect for James, and he lost the race, Reece James, but he knew he would get a throw, so he's allowed the ball to go out. He's going to throw it all the way back to John Stones now. Anderson to Spence. Gordon to Bellingham. Back to Spence. Back to Gordon. Being fouled all the time, and then the referee's given the foul the other way. Here's McAllister. He's going to play the ball back to Romero. It's a high press from Bellingham, forcing him back to his goalkeeper. Lisandro Martinez. Enzo across to Tagliafico. Alvarez. Paredes. Back to Alvarez. Back to Paredes. He's going to carry the ball out and give it to Lionel Messi, who's on the halfway line. He sweeps it out to Tagliafico. The ball's gone back to Paredes now. It's a good run from the right-hand side from Molina, who had gotten up from right back, but his pass was overcooked, and it will be a goal kick to England. So we cross into the 32nd minute. A Fabio Capello in the crowd, I think we just saw. Long ball from Pickford, seeking out Anthony Gordon. The ball is cleared, but picked up in the middle by Bellingham, and he gets away from Simeone here. Brilliant, drops him to the floor, Bellingham. Cuts inside. He's been given a foul here on Bellingham, but the ball did break after the tackle to Morgan Rogers, who was in on goal here. Feel like the referee needed to let that play on for a little bit longer just to see what Rogers could have done, but we'll take the free kick in a decent position. Now again, as mentioned previously, because they don't have the tallest of teams in general, the wall is not particularly a hard one to get the ball up and over, so if Reece James or Declan Rice wants to go for the spectacular, then they can, but this is probably not in the right position to take an effort on goal. I imagine this will go to the back post, as we get a shot of Bexy looking on. It will be Declan Rice to take this now, as James has vacated the ball. Signal goes up. It's played in to John Stones at the back post, who can't get the target, or the shot on target rather. It's a good opportunity, but just wide of the mark. He gets a tiny little bit of a shove on Lisandro Martinez there to get things. There might have been a foul there on, I think that was Morgan Rogers who was being held, but game continues. It's Martinez. Paredes to Romero. Here's Molina. Enzo Fernandez has just smashed it up the pitch, and Jed Spence should get this. But Simeone is being a little bit of a pest, but Spence has done well there, and Gay has done even better to get the ball. And that's another foul from Simeone, by the way. How many more is he going to get? And the ball is going to be... The referee is going to stop the play here to talk to Simeone, I think, because he needs to calm down here. He's going to get booked otherwise. He's trying to talk to him and he's walking away. I think that was very much a notion of one more, and you're in the book from the referee there. Kane was trying to get into the ref's ear to get that booking, but no booking was shown. Here's Pickford. Long ball from Pickford seeking out Anthony Gordon on the left-hand side, or rather Jed Spence, who's made the run. He's a brilliant pass in for Gordon, but his touch has let him down, and it's cleared away. But it's going to come back at them with Reece James. Dinked ball to the back post of Bellingham, but there's no one there at the back post that can reach it. Although Spence is going to be battling away with Simeone again here to try and win the ball. Jed Spence has been so good, and he's won the ball back here. Brilliant, Jed Spence. Eventually loses out, but Molina can only give it away to Bellingham. Here's Gordon. Bellingham again. He's fouled. It's Molina who was on the back of him. It's in a very similar position to where we got the free kick before. And England's starting to tick now. It was a bit of a naughty one from Molina there, to be fair. So Jed Spence has been our man of the match so far. He's been bloody brilliant. This one is going to be a free kick taken by Reece James. So we've got Rice in the box now, I think, which will give us a little bit of extra height. Which is something which I've always found really silly, is that we always put Rice on corners when he's so tall. from a similar position this time. Oh, rather, Rice is actually on the edge of the box here. What's going on? Why is he not in the box? Swung in by Reece James, and it's parried by Martinez. Headed back in by Anderson. And it's eventually cleared away. But James will win the ball on the halfway line and get it to Rice, who's given it away to Alvarez. Now there's a ball across to Messi, who's tackled by Spence. Messi's escaping from challenges, though. And then he's taken down, and the referee has not given a foul. Oh, no, he has. And now the Argentinians are going to start being silly and getting around the referee, and there's going to be a yellow card given here to someone. I think it was Tagliafico that's been given one. There's a bit of pushing and shoving going between Lisandro Martinez and Morgan Rogers. It'll be interesting to see if we get some clarification on who has actually been booked here. Because I don't know if it was. I think it's Anderson's going to get the booking for the challenge on Messi, but there's got to be some cards given out to the other team, surely. After that reaction, I cannot believe that they've not shown a yellow to any of their players. It wasn't even Anderson that made the challenge. It was Spence. No idea. Well, 37 minutes into the game, and Messi has done his first positive action of the game. So I think that's a good omen. He will take this free kick from about 40, 50 yards. Just passes it across to Paredes instead. Now gets it back. It's going to go on another run and take a strike, and it's a terrible effort. And Enzo's going to take one, and that one's not a terrible effort, and it just goes over the bar. Enzo is claiming that was a deflection. But goal kick has been given. Let's see. Oh, it does. Does deflect off of John Stones, I believe. But to be fair, the deflection actually almost helped into the goal, so I'm not sure why he's complaining too much. Here's Pickford. Sent it long for Gordon to try and hold up, but unable to. Here's Lisandro Martinez. Now Paredes. It's a bit frustrating because early on in the game, the referee was having a very, very good game and not being fooled by anything. But he seems to, the pressure of FIFA and Argentina seem to be getting to him now. He's starting to give silly things that shouldn't be given. Here's Paredes again, all the way back to Emi Martinez. Could take a lot of time on the ball here, Emi. It's going to go long eventually. Ball was picked up very comfortably by Gay, but then Rice's his ball away is quite a suspect one, and Anderson has to get it away. Bit of a miscommunication between Anderson and Gay there, and Rice will eventually get the ball away. A little bit of panic stations from England here. We've got 5 minutes until the end of the half. Just hold on and don't do anything silly. It's Paredes. So Anderson having to play another entire half on a yellow is not particularly great for us. It's Martinez walking up the pitch. Back to Romero. Now Molina. Enzo Fernandez to Messi. Quickly closed down by Anderson again. And Alvarez will get the ball out to Tagliafico. Alvarez again. No room for him, so he's going to have to go across the pitch. Plays the ball out wide right to Simeone. Now Fernandez. Back to Romero. The whistles are starting to come out from the England fans. Messi. Fernandez. To Messi. Tries to play the ball through the lines, but Rice is there. And now England's got a chance to break with Bellingham, or rather Rodgers, who's getting away from his man. He's been dragged back there, and the referee has rightfully called a foul and given a yellow card for Lisandro Martinez. Good work from the ref. Yeah, Rodgers is so far away from him, and he pulls him back. And head and hands for Martinez there. And for a player that, you know, likes to be aggressive, as he does, that's another one that will have to play an entire full half on a yellow. England will get the game started again with a free kick. Here's Jed Spence on the left-hand side. To Bellingham. Here's Gay to Stones. Now Reece James. Rodgers has been tackled by Tagliafico and lost the ball. Here's Enzo. Gets the ball out to Molina on the right side. Montiel is the other one. It's just come to my head. I said I forgot his name. It just sprung to my head just then. It was Montiel. Was the other guy I was thinking of. Good tackle from Elliot Anderson on Messi. He's then fouled by Enzo Fernandez, and he's going to get the ball rolling quickly here. Bellingham surging up the pitch on the left-hand side, gets away from one, and then he's tackled by Romero. I don't think he, I'm pretty sure he got the ball there. There was no complaints from Bellingham. Argentina are going to try and play it out from the back here with Tagliafico. It's a high press from England once again. Tagliafico into the path of Martinez, and here's Paredes. Well, technically we need two, because it's over three. Ball has been sprayed into the channel for Simeone, but Gay has matched him all the way. There's a good tackle from Gay as well, and he wins the throw. Brilliant work. We'll probably have to put my light on in a second. It's starting to get dark. I'll do that at half time. Ball thrown in from Jed Spence. Harry Kane to hold the ball up. Anderson to Gay. Pickford to John Stones. Bellingham back into Anderson. Jed Spence. Spence is going to play the ball in behind for Bellingham. I don't think he's going to get there before Martinez, but Martinez can only clear the ball. Will be an England throw. Here's Gay to Spence. Anderson. Lofty ball to the right-hand side for Reece James, but there's a little bit too much on him. And he cannot get there, but it will be a throw for Argentina higher, or rather deep in their half, so more pressure to be put on them if we can get the first knock here. The Argentinians are already time wasting, so that's fun. Just seen that. Long ball from Tagliafico goes straight to Anderson. Here's Bellingham. Thrown off the ball by Alvarez, but nothing given. Here is Alvarez again. Now Paredes. 3 additional minutes, which I find astonishing considering how much bollocks has gone on, but Anderson's got it away to Kane. Tackled. It's going to fall to Anderson here. Here's Declan Rice. I don't get how there can physically be 3 minutes of added time when the hydration break is 3 minutes, plus there has been other stoppages in the game. That's ridiculous. He's Gay. Harry Kane. Rice. Reece James. Up against McAllister. He's going to keep the ball and play a bit of a hospital pass to Declan Rice, but to be fair, Rice has done well to keep it. Ball has been thrown. Here's Anderson. To Declan Rice. Reece James. Into Rodgers. James again. Back to Stones. The passing is just not quick enough here from England. It's a bit too slow and methodical. Here's Rodgers. Back to John Stones. Is Elliot Anderson. There's a big boo that came out throughout the crowd. Oh, it's a good spearing ball from Anderson, but Rodgers is offside. There's a big boo that rang out from the stadium as we passed that back to Pickford there. Ball swung out to Tagliafico. He's tackled, but the ball has fallen kindly to Lisandro Martinez. It's Enzo. Tagliafico again. Alvarez. Fernandez dived to the floor and the referee says, get up. Harry Kane dropped deep to get the ball and his pass is cut out. Oh, it's a high boot there from Paredes. Dangerous play, so the referee is given a free kick, although James is okay. So that's the main thing. England are going to get underway quickly. We've only got a couple of seconds here left in this half. Jed Spence. We've got to put the ball in the box here. We haven't got enough time. Gordon. Ball dinked into the box. It's deflected and it will go out for a corner. But the referee's called for half time. That's ridiculous. There should have been way more added time than that, but the referee rightly getting admonished by the England players for being a bit silly with the amount of added time, but that is half time, and we will be back after a little bit of a hydration break for myself, and I'm going to turn my light on and things, so I will be right back. outside the sandwich, it tastes completely different. I guess you can. Well, yeah, I guess that is kind of fishy, isn't it? I wonder why that is. I hear big meats. Yeah, I might get some grapes as well, to be fair. Get my grapes. That's one of the most annoying things about being a commentator on football. When you're watching a game like this and two of the players got the same fucking last name, so every single time they get the ball, you have to say their full name. Fucking annoys me. Why don't you have enough to be fucking Marquinhos in your team? Fuck off. Yeah, right, I'll leave it to it. I'm going to go back up to my stream. All right, we are back. I forgot the timer, so I'm going to take that off already. I think that we are due for one of those special Thomas Tuchel halftime team talks. And I will say, I think that, as has been the case for the majority of our games in the World Cup, I feel like this is going to be a big case of whichever winger is on the bench is the one that we want on the pitch, if you know what I mean. So I feel like this is going to be a big case for Madueke or Saka to come off the bench and replace Rodgers and try and get something working on the right-hand side. I didn't hear much boos for the water break, but I'm sure that they will be there, so I'll take that. Ref mistake, there's been plenty of those. Apart from that, there's not really much we can tick off, I don't think. I also got grapes because I wanted grapes. I'm not a big lover of red grapes. I prefer green grapes, but this is all I had. I've got an interview with Anthony Barry. See what he says. Yeah, Anthony Barry basically saying he wants us to be more intense than we have been, And again, once again, the hydration break screwed us over. Wayne Rooney rightfully saying that our press rather, has not been particularly together. I think I'm going to give the free space to the referee actually carding Argentina for once. I think that might be their first card they've got in the whole tournament. I'm not sure. Oh, I said I forgot the timer. I literally forgot the timer twice because I didn't even reset it. I should do that. There we are. Should be starting the second half in a couple of minutes. Let's see what people on Twitter are saying as ever. Also, I can also look at tribuna.com and see what the stats are looking like. Let me do that real quick. Argentina have had a lot more possession, but apart from that, it's pretty even. Pretty much in every single stat is pretty much identical. We've had a little bit more free kicks, more corners, but everything else is pretty much equal other than possession, which is good to see. After 30 minutes, I don't care too much about XG if I'm being perfectly honest, but the XG philosophy has put out that after 30 minutes it was 0.00 for England and 0.00 for Argentina, which is rather funny. Alan Shearer's on the gantry has got some words for us. I don't know if any changes need to be made at half time per se, but I would like to see at some point during the second half Rodgers come off for either Saka or Madueke. Maybe Eze coming on at some point. Yeah, interesting. They've picked out a clip They've just showed a clip of Harry Kane covering his mouth to talk to the referee, and the Argentinian players saying, he should be sent off for this, but the Argentinian players have clearly not read the rules properly, because that only applies if you're talking to another player and not the referee. So, utterly, utterly stupid. Players are now coming out onto the pitch, so we should hopefully get underway soon. Oh yeah, would love to see Rashford get off the bench at some point too. I didn't think about that. Just realised he's on the bench. I think at some point during the second half, putting on Madueke and Rashford at the same time and just letting them run at the back line, I think will be a very, very fruitful endeavour for us. But there will be another 45 minutes and maybe even another 30 after that, and maybe even penalties after that to come as the England players line up for a kick-off, which will be taken from right to left. Declan Rice has got the ball in the centre circle. We're just waiting for the countdown. There we are, 10. No changes made by either manager as we go into a second half that can determine... Oh. The referee has stopped the game for some reason. A restart? What, because Gordon was over the half? Oh, for fuck's sake. Now we've got underway, and ironically, Gordon was over the halfway line again, but the referee didn't stop it this time. Pickford with a long ball up to Harry Kane. It's going to be picked up by Declan Rice. Heads it to Gordon. Cleared away by Romero. Here's Alvarez trying to stay away from Reece James. McAllister. Ball switched across by Paredes to Molina, who's the return pass to him was a little bit weak. He's been chased down. Here's Lisandro Martinez to McAllister and out to Tagliafico. Does feel like we're going to fall into a bit of a pattern here with Argentina getting a lot of possession once again. Here's Simeone. Now the high press comes from Gordon, trying to upset the back line a little bit here and force them to play quicker. Romero's forced all the way back to his goalkeeper. No pressure on Emi Martinez in the Argentinian box here. We're just kind of allowing them to have the ball and forcing them to kick it long, and he does go long. And Spence will try and get there, but Alvarez is beating him to it and takes a strike, and it's a good save from Pickford. Lionel Messi, tackled by Declan Rice. Alvarez once more, smashes it into the side netting. The referee's given a corner. I don't see how that's a corner, to be honest. Will be a corner taken by Messi, though. And the referee's got some choice words for those in the middle as ever. Messi will swing the ball to the edge of the box where Fernandes is, and then he receives it again. This time he dinks the ball into the box, but it's cleared away by John Stones. Martinez heads it forward, but Reece James will get there. And then the ball will be played forward for Messi, who is miles offside, I thought, but never mind. Bellingham gets his body in front of him and prevents him from going forward and wins a goal kick. Oh, Messi was onside, to be fair. It seemed like he was off by a mile, but players in front of him that were keeping him on. England will bring the ball out from defence now with Elliot Anderson. Here's Stones. Declan Rice. Here's John Stones again. Going to go back to Jordan Pickford. His long left-footed sweeping ball to the left-hand side will not reach Jed Spence, but it will be picked up by Anthony Gordon here, who's going to surge into the middle. Ball's going to break for Anderson. He gets it to Bellingham. Across to Jed Spence. Up against Molina. He's going to take him around the corner. It's a brilliant ball into the box from Jed Spence, but no one was there, and it's cleared away by Martinez. But we do get a throw high up. Ball thrown into Gordon. Heads it down for Bellingham. Can't keep a hold of it though, and it's picked up by Declan Rice in the middle. Anthony Gordon almost gives the ball away, but Anderson can get it to Stones. Here's Gay. Ball given to Harry Kane, who's dropped very deep here. He's going to play it up to Reece James. Now Rodgers. Twists one way and then the next, and then plays the ball in, but it's cleared by Martinez once again. James. Rodgers has been absolutely manhandled, and the referee said nothing. I can't believe that he's not given a foul there. And Romero's had to be very careful, and he was. Quick feet from Romero there. He was under pressure from two England players, and he managed to get it through the gap between the two of them. Messi will play the ball forward, but Jed Spence is there ahead of Simeone, and he will clear it. Gordon slipped over and it actually helped Bellingham get the ball, and then he's been dragged back by Romero, and he's going to get a yellow card. So that's both of their centre-backs on yellows now. And that's the third yellow in the game, so one more for our bingo card. England will get us underway. Here's Gay. John Stones. Into Elliot Anderson in the middle. He's got Bellingham ahead of him. He's going to shift the ball out to Anthony Gordon instead. Gordon cuts inside. Gets it to Anderson, who's forced all the way back to Jordan Pickford. England keeping the ball. Stones. Reece James. Back to Stones. Now Mark Gay. And Pickford. Fakes going long and then goes short to Gay. Jed Spence has been fouled there by Simeone. I don't think it was for the challenge. I'm not sure what. The referee stopped the game for an injury, I think. Christian Romero was down, but Oh, there is a bit of a slap there from Simeone on Jed Spence. Argentina have restarted with the ball, though. I'm not sure how they were allowed possession there, but alright. Paredes to Martinez. Through the lines to Alvarez. Good first touch. He's got 4 England players around him, and he has to get the ball out left instead to Tagliafico. Here's McAllister. Now Molina. He goes out wide to Simeone. Back to Messi. Simeone again. In behind for Molina. Spears the ball into the box, but it's cleared away. There's a bit too much power on the cross there. No Argentinian able to get on the ball. There is now a lot of pressure coming our way. Enzo to Simeone. Now Paredes. His ball is ambitious, let's say, to the on-rushing Tagliafico, but off the pitch for a goal kick. Here's John Stones. James. Through the middle to Harry Kane. That quarterback pass up for Rodgers. Cut out by Tagliafico, but Rice will get onto it. Here's Rodgers. Swings the ball into the back post where Gordon! And the first punch is struck. And you know what it is? I told you. Every single time we get the ball into Harry Kane, when he runs into a deeper position, something happens. And that's exactly what's happened there. Reece James through the lines into Harry Kane, who turns, plays that quarterback pass over the top for Morgan Rodgers, rather. The ball comes back out to Declan Rice, who gets it to Rodgers once more, and he whips the ball in for a tap-in for Anthony Gordon, and he's onside both times. It's a brilliant run off the back of the fullback from Anthony Gordon. Gets ahead of Molina, who was asleep at the back post. And Martinez can't get anywhere near it. It's a brilliant finish into the side netting. Goalkeeper can't get anywhere near it. Come on. And you know what? I'm going to take a mono comms curse here because I said I would love to see both of our wingers come off. And both of the wingers have combined for a goal. A brilliant ball in from Rodgers, by the way. Absolutely brilliant. Argentina are getting us underway now. It's Lisandro Martinez. To Paredes. Here's Romero. It's a long way to go, though. We're ahead, that just gives us a buffer, but Martinez is giving it away to Rodgers once more. Gets it into Harry Kane. Oh, his touch is not good enough. I can't believe it. You'd feel like a player like Kane would do well there. Messi gets it to Enzo Fernandez. Gets it to Simeone, who's running in on goal here. Brilliant tackle from Jed Spence. Brilliant. Well in. Judge Benjamin, brilliant. Corner. Taken by Messi short. Whipped into the front post. Cleared by Kane. I think that they've kind of decided that, but they're not going to beat us at corners by swinging the ball into the box, so they're just taking every single corner short. Here's Paredes. Enzo. McAllister. To Messi on the right-hand side. Up against Gordon. Offloads the ball to Paredes. It's Martinez, who thought about having a shot there, but closed down quickly by Rodgers and has to go away. Here's Messi once again. McAllister. Simeone. Enzo. Lofts the ball to the back post. It's a very heavy one and it goes all the way over for a goal kick. Cool. That is an absolute delicious ball from Morgan Rodgers. Pinpoint. Reece James. Stones to Pickford. Oh, Pickford almost slipping and Gay has to help out. Simeone. Here's Messi. Good tackle from Gay. Stops him from getting away. And an even better one from Anderson. Paredes. McAllister. England defending like hyenas. Kane gets it away for a throw. Messi. Into Alvarez. Here's Paredes. Now Tagliafico. Enzo. Across to Simeone. Gets the ball in. It's cleared away by John Stones. It's going to be picked up by Tagliafico once again. Now Enzo. Across to Molina. Now Romero. I do think it is a little bit early for us to be sitting back and defending as much as we are, but, you know. Here's Simeone. Back to Romero. Now Paredes. To Enzo. He's going to take a strike. It's speculative and over the top and a frustrated effort, I would imagine. He's good in the box, Enzo, but not particularly great from outside it. Pickford's going to send this long. Headed away by Romero. Here's Simeone. Kicks the ball back for Molina, who's going to get it to Emi Martinez. Under a lot of pressure from Gordon here. To Lisandro Martinez. And they will play their way out. They are a bit slow to play out here, though, Argentina. Not springing the counter when they won the ball back. Here's Messi. Simeone. Back to Lionel Messi. Gets away from Bellingham. Tries the little 1-2, but blocked by John Stones. Here's Tagliafico. McAllister. Paredes. Messi into McAllister. Cleared away by John Stones once again. It's all hands on deck at the moment. About 5 minutes until the hydration break. I think that England are trying to hold on until then. It's Molina. To Paredes. Now, Lisandro Martinez to Alvarez. He's tackled by Stones. Reece James will get it away. Give England a little bit of a reprieve. Enzo. Messi. Can't get past to Elliot Anderson. Gordon tries to poke it forward. It's going to break for Jed Spence. Cleared by him. Reece James will get it away to Bellingham. Good touch. Here's Kane. Or rather, it was Rodgers who got that touch, and he's sent the ball back to Rodgers down that right-hand side, but unable to get on the end of it. It'll come back at us. It's Enzo once more. Out to Simeone. Unable to get the ball past Spence, and Messi's tackled by Bellingham. Argentina throw. They try and take it quickly, but there's... The referee stopped it, I think, for a foul throw, perhaps? There's going to be a throw, or rather a substitute for Argentina. Or maybe not. Oh, maybe he is. Okay. It's Nico Gonzalez coming on for Paredes, who I think has been pretty good so far, Paredes. Pretty like for like there. So I think actually Enzo has dropped into that deeper role now, and Gonzalez has got a bit higher. Playing off on the left now. Enzo out wide to Simeone. Enzo again. McAllister. To Martinez. Now Enzo. Across to Messi. Tries to play the ball into the back post. It's a good ball to the back post, and it's a brilliant intervention from Stones once again, and Rice will get the ball away, smack it off of McAllister for a goal kick. First involvement from Nico Gonzalez at the back post, heads it away. Oh, it's a brilliant, brilliant intervention from John Stones. Gets there just ahead of Nico Tagliafico. Here is Stones on the ball. Jordan Pickford. High pressure from the Argentinian players, and he's going to go long to Jed Spence. Bellingham will pick it up. Ball's cleared away, but only as far as Mark Gay. Spins away from Simeone brilliantly. Here's Jed Spence. Chance for us to get off the pitch here. Here's Kane, who's in a deeper position. He's going to see the pass over to the right-hand side for Reece James. Chests it down as he often does. Plays the ball to Rice. Strikes it, and it's a good effort, but we were kind of banking on that being spilled, but it wasn't. Martinez has gotten the ball away, but Rice is going to pick it up now. Harry Kane calls to shoot. He does shoot. And it spins kindly for Martinez to pick it up. Tagliafico. Fouled by Morgan Rogers. They've taken the free kick quickly. Here's Enzo. To Messi on the halfway line. Got away from Gordon, gets it to Gonzalez, and it's his ball is inaccurate and cleared away by Rice for a corner. Gonzalez has been rather good since he came off. Or came on, rather. Will be taken by Messi. This would be an outswinger if he is to put it into the box, but we've seen him go short pretty much every time, so there's Javier Zanetti in there. Messi has gone into the box this time, cleared away by Jed Spence and further away by Bellingham. Here's Enzo. Gets the ball out to Simeone. Into Tagliafico, who's on the right-hand side, and he smacks the ball off of Anderson for another corner. Gotta stay concentrated. We should have a hydration break very shortly. Just gotta defend this corner. It'd be messy to take once again. Swung in. Headed away by... I believe that was Rice again. Gordon gets it away. Will come back at us. Here's Molina to Lionel Messi. He's going to swing the ball in to the back post. It's a brilliant save from Jordan Pickford. Oh my goodness gracious me. And then Jed Spencer's been fouled, and that is a Pickford worldie off the bingo card. What a reaction. It's a brilliant ball in from Lionel Messi. He didn't get closed down quick enough, and I think it's Gonzalez again who's in there. It's a fantastic save down to his right hand side from Jordan Pickford, and that will call for the first hydration, or the second rather, hydration break. Cool, blimey. This is a rather stressful second half, I can't lie. I'm surprised we have not made substitutions yet. God, blimey. That is such a good save. As a former goalkeeper myself, I wouldn't have saved that. That would have gone straight underneath me. Big circle for England. And the hydration break has probably come at a perfect time for England, as we were under a lot of pressure there. They've shown that the replay of that save about 50 times, and usually I complain about the replays being shown, but I will happily watch that over and over again. Well, Mr. Brightside is blaring out during the hydration break. And if we do look on the bright side, we are leading 1-0 against the world champions. You can tell when I'm nervous because I start doing this. I start spinning on my chair. There is going to be a substitution here for England. Anthony Gordon, the goal scorer, coming off for Ezri Konza. I think we're going to a back five. It's going to be a triple change for Argentina as well. There is Montiel, Otamendi, and Rodrigo de Paul all coming on. The players coming off are Licha Martinez, Simeone, and I'm not sure who the third player who's come off is. The veteran Nicolas Otamendi in at centre-back, though. We'll get confirmation on who those substitutions were in a second. It's Simeone. Oh, Licha and Molina have come off. So, yeah. Straight swap for Montiel with Molina. De Paul into centre-mid. Otamendi into centre-back. Oh, so that's interesting if they've brought on De Paul. There's a little bit of a shift of shape from Argentina, but also a shift of shape from us as we've gone into a 5/3 at the back. The classic Thomas Tuchel formation that held on against Manchester City in the UCL final to give Chelsea a 1-0 victory there could do the same thing here for England with about 17 minutes to go, plus additional time. Jed Spence does well again. Wins his team a throw. Ball thrown up to Bellingham. Enzo will get the ball away. Here's Alvarez surging forward. He's got Gonzalez ahead of him. Goes into Enzo instead. So Enzo's gone further up as De Paul has come onto the pitch, I think. Here's Messi into Montiel. Ball to the back post. It's cleared by Reece James. Just dropped into the centre of the box and no one went for it. Ball thrown in. Throw had to be retaken, so here's Rodrigo De Paul. Now Romero. Cross to Nicolas Otamendi. He switches the ball out to Montiel. If I was Tuchel, I would bring on Marcus Rashford as one of the strikers and just tell him to run at Otamendi as much as you can, because he's not going to be able to keep up with him. Here's Enzo. Switches it across to Montiel. Now Messi. Enzo out to Otamendi. Here's De Paul. Swings the ball into the back post. It's a brilliant one. It's off the post. It was McAllister again, the diminutive centre mid, getting on the end of a header once more for Argentina, but unable to direct it goalwards. Fernandez to De Paul again. He needs to be closed down because he keeps getting the ball. Now Montiel in space. He whips it in. Cleared away. Bellingham gets it further. Here's Kane to touch it down. Plays it around the player, but he's not quick enough to get away from his defender. Here's Alvarez to De Paul. Now Montiel. De Paul swings it in again. Over the head of Rice, and it's a good save from Jordan Pickford. We're allowing those balls to come in too easily, man. We need to close them down. I think it was Rice who wasn't quick enough. Pickford's gone long for Harry Kane, who's just never going to get on the end of this. Quickly taken this goal kick. They are now showing replays whilst the game is playing, so now I can take the stop showing replays. Is Enzo. Montiel. Messi. Otamendi. Feels like we've just run out of steam a little bit. I'd really like to see us bring on some energy off the bench. Here's Messi. Montiel. De Paul. To Romero, heavy touch. But he keeps a hold of it. Or rather, that was Enzo. Messi. Ball over the top for Gonzalez. And it's a cross and it's wide. Jordan Pickford rightfully scorning at his defenders for not tracking the run, although he was offside in the end. You know what? It's a tight one. I don't know if Reece James did keep him offside. Will be a free kick for England to take, though, with Jordan Pickford. We've got to hold on to the ball. Kane won't be able to hold on to it. Otamendi. Here's Enzo. Gonzalez is making the run off the back of Conser, who does well to stop him from getting the ball. Conser. Will be a throw though. It's thrown quickly. Tagliafico. To Enzo. Switches it across to Romero. Now Messi. He's thrown off the ball brilliantly by Morgan Rogers. Surging up the pitch now is a chance to England to get a counter-attack going. Morgan Rogers is going to take it himself. Oh, he should have played it away, but couldn't. Anderson will pick it up, though. Dinks the ball away, but straight into danger. Montiel. De Paul surging forward. Across to Tagliafico. Fernandez. Out to Messi. Montiel. Messi again. Enzo thought about playing it, but leaves it for Messi. Here is Messi. McAllister. Back to Messi, who's getting a lot of... he seems a bit frustrated here, Messi. He's starting to get a few more touches, and his pass is utterly woeful under the pressure of Harry Kane. Enzo's going to have to send it back to his goalkeeper. Kane's asking for support to help press, but none's coming. Here's Alexi McAllister. Alvarez. Switches it to the right-hand side for Montiel. Back to De Paul. He's going to try and play one of those. We've got the message now to not let him swing the ball in. Here's Messi. Anderson's not letting him go anywhere. It's whipped into the back post. McAllister missed the ball. It's an attempt at overhead kick from someone, and Kane wins a free kick as the ball was clear to him. A little bit of reprieve. But the reprieve is going to be short-lived as Lautaro Martinez is now coming on to breathe some more attacking threat into the team, and it's Tagliafico who's coming off. So, fullback off, Martinez on. All hands on deck now for Argentina, and Reece James is down, which is a worrying sign. Oh, it's a brilliant intervention from Mark Gay, actually. I didn't realise he got a touch on that. And then Anderson was the one who blocked the second ball in. Yeah, Reece James is down. I'm wondering if this is a issue for him. He's going to have to leave the field for 60 seconds now because of that. Which is a bit frustrating. Although O'Reilly is on the sideline, so I think he's coming on immediately. As is Dan Burn at some point. Considering all the balls into the box they've been swinging in, Dan Burn being on is a brilliant, brilliant thing for us. It's Rice and James coming off with Dan Burn and Nico O'Reilly are the changes. The two tall, lanky blokes coming on to help shore up that defence from those aerial balls. O'Reilly's going to be playing in midfield here, as he's come on for Rice. Pickford just smashes it long, but straight off the pitch. Here's Enzo. And the sign was up from O'Reilly when when he came on saying 5-4-1. He signalled 5-4-1, and he is playing on the left-hand side of the 4. Nico O'Reilly, so left wing jobby for him. But let's be honest, it's mainly like all hands on deck for another defender, as Conser has gone out to the right-hand side as well. Well, there might be Rogers over there, I'm not sure. Paul takes a shot, but it's blocked by O'Reilly. He's going to chase after this ball here. And he got fouled there by Messi. The referee allows them to play on, though. Good bit of energy from Nico O'Reilly. Fourth on the back, though. Waste a little bit more time. Alvarez to Paul. Out to Lionel Messi. Swings the ball in. The ball is not going to reach his teammate, and Pickford would have got there anyway if the ball was accurate. So no harm, no foul. Yeah, that's what I said at the start of the stream. I said Messi basically had one good game against Chelsea in his career, and he's never played against England. And to be fair, there's a reason why he avoided the Premier League his entire career. That's all I'm going to say. It's still time for him to prove us wrong, though. Gonzalez. Into Enzo Fernandez. He's going to take a strike. And it's saved by Pickford. Not sure if that needed to be tipped over, but Pickford's not going to take any chances with one of those dippers. Yeah, and you can't take chances with that. Lionel Messi. That's a brilliant strike from Enzo. I can't believe he's not been closed down. It's a goal/assist for Enzo. And to be fair, it's a worldie as well. I'll call it that. We're going to count that as a set-piece goal from the corner as well? Sure, why not? And now, it very much will be a question of should Pickford have left it and not saved it. Oh, there's just no one near him. It's Anderson who drifts away from him to help double up on Messi, and he should have just stayed where he was. Bellingham couldn't get out quick enough to him, despite his best efforts. Oh, does he deflect off of Bellingham, maybe? Is that why it goes in? Hang on, I couldn't see that. Oh, I need to change the score. Oops. The problem is now we've moved those defensive changes. This is the issue with those defensive changes, is that now not only do Argentina have the momentum, but obviously we don't have very much going the other way. Will be England to take the kickoff, though. Pickford's gone long. Oh, I'm really not sure that was the greatest idea. Ball's going to break to Gonzalez, who's now playing on the left-hand side, I should say. Here's Enzo. Ball whipped out to Gonzalez. His pass is intercepted by Gay. Alvarez. It's Gonzalez to Fernandez. Out to Messi. You know what's the worst part is that Messi's going to get an assist for that. Ball's into the box. It's cleared away by John Stones once again. Bellingham gets it further away. Stones is down. It is a head injury, so the referee will stop the game. I'm not really sure what actually happened to Stones. I think this might be a tactical injury, let's say, to kind of alleviate the pressure a little bit. We may be in for extra time, depending on how or if we can hold on for however much is added on here. I am really surprised that someone like Marcus Rashford has not come on. There's 9 minutes of added time. What on earth? After they only gave 3 in the first half, for them to give 9 now is ridiculous. Also, we are down to 10 men for 60 seconds here, as Stones has to come off, as he was treated. Enzo. Oh, Stones has been allowed to come back on, actually. Pretty quickly. Messi. Good tackle from Bellingham, and Spence will get it away to Kane. Bellingham again. Chance for him to surge up the left-hand side to get us away. He's got no one with him, so he can't really do much other than just run up the line and then give the ball away. Gonzalez. Alvarez to Enzo. Back out to Gonzalez. Into the middle for McAllister, who's completely unmarked, who takes a strike, and it's off the post again! And Spence will get it away. Oh my goodness. And Spence has hurt himself in that challenge too. Messi, back post, and it's in. Lautaro Martinez. And I've got to say, I was praising him earlier, but I'm upset with Thomas Tuchel for not putting on any attackers. We have substitutions. We don't have an out ball. I don't get what he's doing. He's allowed us to concede 2 goals in the space of 5 minutes because he made us way too negative. And how the fuck are we conceding headers in the box when we have 4 centre-backs on the pitch? Oh, I gotta say, Pickford gets lost as well. Well, now it's got to be a throw of the dice from Tuchel. He's got to change something. If there's no changes right here, I'm going to be fucking upset. I don't understand what Tuchel's doing. DePaul's been given a yellow card for a bit of an altercation with Jude whilst the celebration's going on. They have wasted about 2 minutes with the celebrations of this goal. And England are going to go again. I don't know why we keep going long from Pickford. It's just not worked the entire game. Ball up to Harry Kane. Concert. We'll get it to Kane. He's going to smack it off Alvarez for a throw. Down by the corner flag. It's going to be a long throw from Konza, maybe? Long throw from Konza into the box. Dan Burns up there. He's going to fall for Stones. He gets it back to Konza. Another throw. And now, finally, there are some attacking changes going on. And Marcus Rashford and Tony is coming on. Flicked on at the near post. It's cleared to Morgan Rogers. Konza. Across. His cross is terrible. Another throw. Last roll of the dice, and we're bringing on Tony for the first time in the tournament to try and get a header on goal. Rashford also coming on. It's Stones coming off. And Jed Spence is the other one. Ivan Toney, you can be a hero here. Short throw. Ball out to Konza. He's going to whip it in. It's a terrible cross again, man. They should have taken that the other way around. It should have been Rogers taking the cross. Konza again on the throw. Needs some support. Ball's going to go all the way back to Pickford now. He goes long. Seeking out Tony. Kane knocks it on. Or rather Byrne, who's playing as a striker now. Headed away, but here's Rogers. He's going to whip the ball in. Oh, it's too early. Rashford's going to pick up the ball here. Pickford again. Sends it to the right-hand side. Looking for Dan Byrne. Heads it up, but not to anyone. Cleared by Alvarez. Konza will get this. Rogers. Being held when the referee's allowed us to play on via advantage. Here's Pickford again. Long ball. Shove on Dan Byrne, and of course Martinez is going to grab the ball and then pretend that he's injured to stall out more time. The ball's going to go back to Pickford. There should be added time onto the added time because they celebrated their goal for about 2 or 3 minutes. Oh yeah, 4 yellows as well. Kane. Diag for Rogers. He's not going to get there. More time wasting. Gonzalez throws it in. Headed forward by Anderson. And again, Tony underneath it. Anderson whips it out wide for Marcus Rashford. He's going to take it around the outside of Montiel. Gets it across, but no one's there. Messi tries to get away from O'Reilly and does. Alvarez. It's a tackle. There's a foul from Messi. He's not fouled, and then he jives on the ball and grabs the ball with two hands, and the fucking ref is giving it the other way, man. That's so stupid. It's not even fouled. Doesn't even get touched. I guarantee they blow this whistle within about 5 seconds, despite them wasting so much time in this added time. Throw in for England. Anderson to Pickford. Concert. Round the corner. Rodgers has lost it. I don't know why Morgan Rodgers is still on the pitch, if I'm being honest. He should have been taken off absolutely ages ago. Messi loses the ball to Anderson. Long ball. But no one's going to get there. Dan Burn was chasing it, but Martinez gets it away. Anderson to Gay. Got to go long. Anderson does go long. Burn. Can't get it. Smashed away by Enzo. There should be more time. I said they wasted about 2 or 3 minutes. Thrown up to Burn. Messi won't get there. Anderson. Konza. Ball's got to go forward, lads. Pickford. One last chance, perhaps. Dinks the ball in. Martinez doesn't catch it. He's lost it. And then the referee's given a foul. Fuck off. All fucking game, they get these stupid, soft fucking fouls. It's a joke. Most protected fucking team in the entire tournament. I can't wait for Spain to absolutely fucking batter these guys. More time wasted by Martinez. And then the whistle's blown. Yeah, fuck off. Right. I'm not going to be doing any more streams, so I'll see you when I see you.